People are working harder, but they're feeling poor. And the official 3% inflation rate or 2.6 or whatever it is here in 2026, that may be accurate or close to accurate today, but think about how much inflation has been experienced just from 2020 to 2025. And is 3% actually accurate? When you look at M2, the money supply, and the real enemy there is that M2 money supply, that's the real measure of inflation. And so is it 3% or not? That's the part that's really not talked about. And the reality is the dollar is losing value. It's a fact, and it's a currency. And 100% of all currencies have gone to zero in the history of all civilization. And so if you had 100 grand in 2020, today it buys you 75 grand worth of goods. I mean, that's just 6 years later. So if we own 430 million of assets under management in the apartment world like we do, as inflation rips, it pushes the value of assets up. My name is Dan Breezy. I'm a two-time X Games gold medalist. And I just want to talk with you guys a little bit about what we're seeing and what to do to get out of the inflationary problem, which is the real enemy. It's the fiat dollar. It's the currency. Again, true inflation tracks the M2 money supply, not the manipulated CPI. So with 35 trillion of debt, the government can constantly print money to pay interest, and it's creating this loop that destroys purchasing power. Again, you had 100 grand saved in 2020, it only buys you 75,000 in 25 or 2026. That is a huge destruction of wealth. And for those that are saving dollars, their living standard is getting smaller and they may not know why. And I'd call that the wealth gap. The economy, it's split into wage earners, which lose during inflation, and then asset owners, which win or hedge inflation. And so the system, it punishes savers and it rewards those that are holding assets with fixed rate debt. And the flex here is that when inflation hits, wages generally lag behind, almost always. But apartment buildings, they appreciate, and your $40 million of fixed debt, it actually gets easier to pay back with these inflated dollars. So one piece that should be understood is the difference between good debt and bad debt. Bad debt is something that I'm physically paying for. Let's just say I go buy a new vehicle. I pay 50 grand for the vehicle. I get debt on it. I put maybe some money down, but I'm paying on it every month personally. That is bad debt. Whereas if I borrow and I can buy a $40 million apartment and now I'm paying it back with residents or tenants money, that would be considered good debt. And the hard money solution is you can't vote your way out, you guys. You must invest your way out by buying things that the government can't print. You got three things that I like to invest in: gold, silver, Bitcoin, and commercial real estate. I mean, those are really the things, the asset classes I really like. It's very limited supply. It's real. It's been a source of value for thousands of years. Gold and silver has. Real estate's been around for hundreds of years, and it's really just been what has separated people from building wealth and losing wealth. Why multifamily wins in an inflationary environment is because the tenants are paying your debt down and there's cash flow. There's also natural inflation appreciation or a hedge, and then you have depreciation to save on taxes. So smart money, family office money, it isn't sitting on cash waiting for a crash. They're aggressively buying multifamily based deals right now based on the data. Getting mad at billionaires is not going to save you. Understanding the rules of the game will. I can't tell you how many people or how much I see in the news, people really viciously upset at people who've done very well. And that's not the way to look at it, in my opinion. You can do what you can do to adjust and affect your life and take control of your personal settings. But to be upset that other people have done really well or have added value isn't going to get you out of the rat race that you're likely experiencing as pain. Cash is trash for long term. That's the way I'm going to end this up. If you have cash as your end savings game, it's going to go down in value based off histories of currency. And that's 100% of all currencies have gone to zero over the last hundreds of years, thousands of years. Keeping too much liquid, it just guarantees loss over time. I'm not saying don't keep some liquid. Sure, keep your emergency cash. Sure, have some in the bank. But if your end game is to save dollars, you're likely going to see it go down in value and continue to go down in value very quickly. The Granite Towers playbook is we buy hard assets for cash flow, fix our debt, and let inflation push values up over the long term.